Who do you think is the most important person in history? Now, that's a question to ponder, isn't it? The answer might not be as straightforward as you think. After all, history is a vast tapestry of human experience and achievement. When we consider the question of importance, we often look at influence and impact. We think about individuals who have shaped our world in significant ways, those who have left indelible marks on our collective consciousness. Now, let's narrow down this wide-ranging discourse to a single entity. One who, despite living over 2,500 years ago, has had a profound impact on humanity. A man whose teachings have permeated borders and cultures, transcending time and space. Yes, we're talking about Buddha. But what if we told you that the most important person could be someone who lived over 2,500 years ago? Born as Siddhartha Gautama, the man who would become Buddha lived an intriguing life. This journey starts in the lush gardens of Lumbini in present-day Nepal, where over 2,500 years ago, a prince was born into a life of luxury. Young Siddhartha was shielded from the harsh realities of life by his well-meaning father, King Suddhodana. However, the sheltered existence of the prince was about to change. As Siddhartha grew older, the curiosity of the world beyond his palace walls grew stronger. Despite his father's efforts to keep him sheltered, Siddhartha ventured outside and was confronted with the realities of life: sickness, old age, and death. These encounters sparked a profound change in Siddhartha, igniting an insatiable quest for understanding the truth of human existence. Leaving behind his royal life, Siddhartha set out on his journey towards enlightenment. He lived the life of an ascetic, seeking answers from religious teachers, practicing severe austerities, and immersing himself in meditation. Yet, enlightenment seemed elusive. Siddhartha then decided to follow a middle way, a path of balance rather than extremism. Under the Bodhi tree in the town of Bodh Gaya, Siddhartha's quest culminated. After days and nights of deep meditation, he finally achieved what he had been seeking: enlightenment, and thus he became the Buddha, the enlightened one. Buddha's life was not just about his quest for enlightenment, but also about his teachings that followed. He spent the rest of his life traveling, teaching the Dharma, the truths he had discovered. He taught about the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, and the concept of nirvana, the ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. From a prince to a spiritual guide, Buddha's journey was filled with profound insights about life and existence. His teachings continue to influence millions around the world, reminding us that Siddhartha Gautama's transformation into Buddha was not just a personal journey, but a beacon of wisdom for all of humanity. Buddha's teachings, encapsulated in the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, have shaped millions of lives. These teachings, born from Siddhartha Gautama's quest for enlightenment, have served as a guiding light for countless individuals since their inception over 2,500 years ago. Let's delve into the core of Buddha's teachings. The Four Noble Truths, the heart of Buddha's enlightenment, are a profound understanding of the human condition. They are the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of the end of suffering, and the truth of the path that leads to the end of suffering. These truths reveal the reality of existence, the nature of dissatisfaction, and the means to overcome it. The Eightfold Path, meanwhile, is the practical guideline to ethical and mental development, with the goal of freeing individuals from attachments and delusions, ultimately leading to understanding, compassion, and enlightenment. Right understanding, right intent, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These are the 8 aspects of the path, not to be understood as a sequence of single steps, but as interconnected principles that weave into the fabric of an enlightened life. These teachings have a timeless relevance. In a world where we often grapple with discontent, Buddha's teachings offer a path towards peace and understanding. They remind us that suffering, while a part of existence, can be understood, managed, and ultimately transcended. They encourage us to cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom, values that resonate strongly in our contemporary times. Buddha's teachings were not just philosophical ponderings. They were, and still are, practical guides to living a meaningful life. They have influenced countless cultures, inspired magnificent works of art, and guided millions on a path towards inner peace and enlightenment. His teachings form the crux of Buddhism, a religion followed by millions around the globe. They continue to inspire, challenge, and guide us, standing as a testament to Buddha's profound influence on human history. Buddha's influence extends far beyond his teachings. Indeed, the impact of Buddha's teachings, collectively known as Buddhism, is seen far and wide. It started in a small corner of the Indian subcontinent, but rapidly spread across a vast expanse of the world, crossing oceans and mountains, transcending languages and cultures. Buddhism first found a home in India, where it was born. It spread its roots deep into the Indian society, influencing its culture, philosophy, and ways of life. From the creation of some of the world's oldest universities to the propagation of non-violence, the influence of Buddhism on India was profound and lasting. This impact was not confined within the borders of India. Buddhism spread eastwards, reaching the lands of China, Japan, and Korea. In each of these places, it transformed societies in ways that are still evident today. It shaped the philosophy, literature, and art of these cultures, embedding itself into the very fabric of their societies. In China, for example, Buddhism melded with local philosophies and traditions, giving birth to unique schools of thought like Zen. The impact of Buddhism on Chinese society was so profound that it even influenced the development of martial arts, with Shaolin Kung Fu having its roots in Buddhist philosophy. Similarly, in Japan, Buddhism integrated with the indigenous Shinto religion, influencing everything from the Japanese tea ceremony to the creation of beautiful Zen gardens. It even played a significant role in the development of the samurai code of conduct, Bushido. And let's not forget Southeast Asia, where Buddhism became the predominant religion in countries like Thailand, Cambodia, and Myanmar. Here, it influenced everything from the architecture of grand temples to the rhythm of daily life. Buddhism's journey didn't stop there. In the 20th century, it found its way to the West, where it has been embraced by millions and has influenced everything from psychology to popular culture. In this way, Buddhism has intertwined itself with the history of mankind, shaping societies and cultures wherever it has gone. It has provided a framework for understanding the world and our place in it, fostering compassion and wisdom. But perhaps the most significant impact of Buddhism is the idea it propagates, that change is possible, that we can transform our suffering into happiness, our ignorance into wisdom. This idea has given hope to millions throughout history and continues to do so today. Buddhism, in essence, is not just a religion, but a way of life, a philosophy that guides us towards a life of wisdom and compassion. It is a testament to the enduring influence of Buddha, who through his teachings continues to touch the lives of millions around the world. Buddhism, rooted in Buddha's teachings, continues to shape our world long after his death. Opening. There are several key moments in Buddha's life that underline his historical importance. Now let's delve into these crucial milestones that not only defined Siddhartha Gautama's transformation into Buddha, but also set the course for Buddhism. The first significant moment was his decision to leave his royal life behind. Born a prince, Siddhartha Gautama chose to renounce his wealth, power, and comfort in search of the truth. This decision was the first step towards his enlightenment and the inception of Buddhism. The second key moment was his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. After years of rigorous ascetic practices, he realized that neither extreme indulgence nor extreme austerity could lead to true enlightenment. This middle path, or the path of moderation, became the foundation of his teachings. Sitting under the Bodhi tree, he meditated and attained enlightenment, becoming the Buddha, the enlightened one. This moment marked the birth of Buddhism as a philosophy and a way of life. Next, we have the first sermon in Sarnath, also known as the setting in motion of the Wheel of Dharma. After his enlightenment, Buddha chose to share his insights with others. His first sermon encapsulated the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, the core tenets of Buddhism. This sermon was a pivotal moment as it marked the beginning of Buddha's teaching journey and the spread of Buddhism. Another crucial moment was when Buddha accepted women into the Sangha, the Buddhist monastic order. This was a revolutionary step in a patriarchal society, demonstrating Buddha's belief in equality and inclusivity. It was a significant moment that shaped the inclusive nature of Buddhism and its appeal to a broad range of people across different social strata. Lastly, the moment of Buddha's death, or parinirvana, was a significant event. He passed away at the age of 80, leaving his physical body but achieving the ultimate state of nirvana. His last words, "All conditioned things are impermanent, strive on with diligence," encapsulated his teachings and his life's purpose. This moment marked the end of Buddha's earthly journey, but the beginning of Buddhism's spread and influence worldwide. These moments not only defined Buddha, but also set the course for Buddhism. They shaped the philosophy and teachings of Buddhism, influencing millions of lives over centuries. These key moments in Buddha's life underline his historical importance and his profound influence on humanity. Closing, these moments not only defined Buddha, but also set the course for Buddhism. So, why do we consider Buddha the most important person in history? This question brings us to the heart of our discussion. Let's delve into the reasons that foreground Buddha's significance, not just as a religious figure, but as a transformative force in human history. Firstly, Buddha's teachings have been a beacon of enlightenment for millions over centuries. His philosophy of the middle path, the Four Noble Truths, and the Noble Eightfold Path have offered guidance to those seeking solace from suffering, providing a blueprint for living a life of compassion, wisdom, and mindfulness. These teachings have not lost their relevance even in our modern, fast-paced world. They continue to inspire and guide, promoting a life of balance and spiritual enrichment. Moreover, Buddha's teachings have had a profound impact on the world, and this influence extends beyond the boundaries of religion. Buddhism, the religion founded on his teachings, is practiced by hundreds of millions worldwide, but the influence of Buddha's philosophy has permeated global culture in more ways than we might realize. It has shaped art, literature, philosophy, and even our understanding of psychology and mindfulness. It has offered us new ways to understand our existence, to question our realities, and to seek inner peace. Turning our attention to the global impact of Buddhism, we find that it has played a pivotal role in shaping societies and cultures across Asia and beyond. From the Mauryan Empire in ancient India, where Emperor Ashoka embraced Buddhism and spread its teachings, to the kingdoms of Southeast Asia, to the heights of the Himalayas in Tibet, and far beyond to the West, Buddhism has left an indelible mark on history. It has fostered peace, inspired architectural marvels, and encouraged philosophical debates, contributing to a rich tapestry of human civilization. Lastly, the enduring relevance of Buddha in our contemporary world underscores his importance. His teachings on understanding suffering, on compassion, on mindfulness, continue to resonate with millions. They offer a refuge from the tumult of modern life and promote a way of living that values peace, understanding, and personal growth. In a world often divided by differences, Buddha's message of compassion and tolerance remains a much-needed beacon. In conclusion, we consider Buddha the most important person in history for his transformative teachings, the global impact of Buddhism, and his enduring relevance. His influence is not confined to a specific era or region. It transcends time and geography. His teachings have shaped human thought and culture, and continue to inspire millions in their quest for peace and enlightenment. Buddha's influence transcends time and geography, making him a truly significant figure in our shared human history. His life and teachings serve as a testament to the power of compassion, wisdom, and mindfulness, and as a reminder of our potential for spiritual growth and enlightenment. The conversation about historical importance is an ongoing one. It's a dialogue that doesn't end with the conclusion of this video, but rather it continues with you. Each of us in our own unique ways are part of this grand narrative we call history, and our perspectives matter. So consider this. In your understanding of history, where does Buddha stand? How has his life, teachings, and influence shaped your view of the world? It's not just about acknowledging Buddha's significance, but understanding the ripple effect of his teachings on humanity, on culture, on philosophy, and even on other religions. It's about recognizing the profound impact of one individual's journey towards enlightenment and the enduring legacy it has left behind. Remember, history isn't just about events, it's about people and the ideas they leave behind. So who's the most important person in your history?